Philadelphia Flyers from blue line to blue line. Broadcasting live from Chickies and Pete's, tonight's show is brought to you by Han & Stone Spa, Pat Dion Beverages, The Capitol Grill, Chickies and Pete's, Payroll Service Solutions, and Independence Blue Cross. We now go live to Chickies and Pete's for On the Ice, presented by Independence Blue Cross. Now, here are your hosts, former Flyers goaltending great Bernie Parent and Paul Jolovitz.
And thank you very much, Matt Miro, and happy Thanksgiving, everybody. Tomorrow, welcome to beautiful Chickies and Pete's in Malvern, Pennsylvania, the newest and brightest of the Chickies and Pete's empire for Independence Blue Cross On the Ice. I'm Paul Jolovitz, along with my partner in crime, Mr. Bernard Marcel Parent. Bernie, happy Thanksgiving. How are you?
I'm doing fine. I'm next to you. I'm doing fine.
Next to me, you're doing fine. Another guy's not next to me. He's 2 seats away. Has another job tonight. We wanted to have Frank Bialowas as our guest, and we're going to have Frank Bialowas as our guest. He's nice enough to do that. He's also agreed to join WBCB as our Thanksgiving Eve traffic reporter. I understand, Frankie, a little bit of traffic out there on the holiday eve.
Oh, it sucks, man. I hate traffic.
Frank Bialowas, if you remember, hated hockey players and beat most of them up when he played, and he'll be our guest tonight. A lot of traffic on holiday eve. Yes, Mr.
Look at Frank. He looks like a movie star, doesn't he?
I guess.
Yes, he does.
Yeah. A lot of people here, Bernie, at Chickies and Pete's, people coming up to us and families and little kids and everybody, and our friends Ellen and Jack and everybody on this Thanksgiving Eve. Everybody's in a good mood. It's a great time, the holiday season, isn't it?
It is fantastic. You know, it's a beautiful time to get together with family and friends and the whole bit. We should do this more often.
We should.
Yeah.
I tried to arrange for Thanksgiving in June, but that's not working. Frankie, tell everybody what you're doing today. We're going to talk hockey tonight, but people always ask me, not always, but when they talk about you, they say, what's Frankie up to? And I say you're in the concrete business, but if you can expand on that a little bit.
Yeah. I mean, right now we're doing roof drains, and I'm trying to shut down. I've had enough this year. I usually close up shop for the winter. In December 15th, 16th. Enjoy the holidays and then take a couple months off. You know what I mean? So
yeah.
I'm right there. I can't wait to be done. I'm stressed out.
Stressed out, but apparently
we'll have to take you out fishing, my friend.
I'm in, man.
You love in? Okay,
always.
you're on.
Yeah,
Give me 5. You're
always.
on, man.
You go ice fishing, Bernie?
No, we fish for mermaids.
For mermaids?
Yeah.
I like
You
that.
got one.
That's
Your wife
good.
Jeannie.
See, no, but you know what? The tuna we catch, that's 70 miles offshore, 75 miles out. They run around 200, 250 pounds. They're nice fish.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah,
That's
big
big.
fish.
You
I
catch
like
the
that.
can too, or just the tuna?
They can also. Yeah.
Maybe the oldest joke. I apologize, folks, for that. But anyway, Flyers may want to apologize also, Bernie, for things that are going on. And Frankie, Flyers have lost 7 in a row. They are absolutely destroyed by injuries. I'm not someone to make excuses for injuries, but there's only a certain amount of people you can lose before you're not the same team you were. And they didn't start with the most talent in the league from John Tortorella's first year, Bernie. At what point do injuries stop being something that just happens and start being an excuse? Because whatever that point is, I think it started for the Flyers.
Well, they, when you lose quality players, it affects the team. There's no question about it. And they have, and it's a difficult time, but I believe in the coach. It's a good man. It's a good coach. He knows his hockey, and he'll bounce back. He'll be good.
Yeah, I mean, they lost in Montreal with 1.9 seconds left. They lost Scott Lawton. They lost obviously Travis Konechny. Sean Couturier's been out. Ryan Ellis going to miss a year. Cam Atkinson hasn't played yet. JVR broke his finger. Wade Allison, blah, 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 blah. Frankie, what do injuries do to a hockey team? Do they necessitate Mr. Bialowas going out and giving a double dose of his business?
It should always be like that, but I mean, that now the injuries are different. The guys they don't let them play hurt. I mean, Bernie will tell you. I used to, broken finger. They used to tape my hand to the stick so I could just go out there. We didn't have that. So hockey's gotten soft. You know,
They
I
used to
hate to
tape
say
your
it.
hand to the stick.
Oh yeah. I'd
would
fight
you
so
go-
much if I had a broken hand, I couldn't hold my stick. So
Right,
they
we're
would
talking
tape.
about a fighter here. We're not talking about somebody who's a waiter at the Capitol Grill.
Right.
How do you fight with a broken hand?
You fight with your other hand.
By the way, they taped my stick too in
Yeah.
case I got hurt.
Yeah, right. Yeah, for sure. I mean, a lot of times, I couldn't make a fist to grab my stick, so they would tape my glove to my
Oh
stick.
my gosh.
Yeah. But then if you tried to fight, you're trying to shake the glove off and it's taped to your stick.
Did you ever play, Frankie? You played in the NHL for 4 games, famously with the Maple Leafs back in the day. We played for the Phantoms, won Calder Cups back in the minors, a long time. Did you ever play? I don't know if you're familiar with John Tortorella to know him at all, but did you ever play for a tough coach that made you accountable and didn't take any kind of you-know-what?
Oh yeah, like a lot of my coaches. I you know, everybody I played for was basically like that. When Toronto, I played for Pat Burns. You all know Pat. He was vicious. You know, then we had Mark Crawford and St. John's. That, you know, here Billy. I mean, you name it. I've had some ruthless coaches. You know.
Do you like that kind of coach?
Yeah, that's the. You know what? I would rather play for someone like that speaks and doesn't treat you like a pansy. You know what I mean? And like, let's play tough. You know what I mean? And
Well,
it's just.
Bern, you played for Fred Serro, obviously, won 2 cups. But did you ever play, and you don't have to tell me who, in your minor league career, you played in the NHL with the Bruins, you played in the WHA. Did you ever play for a coach that you just didn't respect because they didn't demand enough out of you?
No. They, always. My philosophy in life has always been the same. If the coach is coming up to me and sharing what he feels, what's going on, then it's my job to listen and digest what he's saying. Doesn't mean I have to agree with him, with everything, but to understand where he's coming from, where I'm at, how I'm playing, and then make a decision on what I have been told. It's very it's very important. But like Frank was saying earlier, the game has changed. I'm critical, at times, and
Sure.
not with the players, because the players are awesome. They're big, they're strong, they're fast, they shoot. They all shoot 100 miles an hour. But when you watch a game and you see 2-3 guys in front of the net, right? And all they're doing is playing the defense.
Yep.
All they are playing the puck. You play the man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And for a player who played for the Flyers, and we were a physical team. And you watch this, and I feel bad for the players because they want to get involved. They want to get involved, but they can't.
Well,
You can't touch anybody.
No, you can't touch.
Frankie, obviously you played in a different era of hockey. It's 20, 30 years ago. Might as well be 3,000 years ago.
Right.
In reality, Nick Delorier with the Flyers, he can put him up and he squares off a little bit, but he plays hockey as well.
Right.
How has the game, in your opinion, changed so much regarding fighting, not regarding physical play, because physical play can still be there, although not in front of the net, as Bernie said, but the fighting to no fighting, how did that evolve so quickly, do you think, and why?
Oh, just rules and fines and stupidity, you know what I mean? And it's just like the guys, like Bernie said, the guys still want to fight. They go at it. It's just that you're paying fines, you're getting suspended. It's ridiculous. And that comes from the people in the NHL offices.
Mm-hmm.
It's a joke. To me, it's completely a joke. They made it into, it's almost like lingerie bowl. You know what I mean? It's like, put your panties on, let's play hockey. No thanks. I can't watch the game. It's that boring to me. It's
Really?
like, it's not just the fighting. There's like no, they want to be friends. Like, we had no friends. Bernie will tell you. Like, if you talk to another guy on another team, the coach would like either skate the hell out of you.
Let me interrupt you for 1 second.
Mm-hmm.
Brad Marsh was here in Bernie's role last week, and Brad said, we're talking about the Sutters, Ron and Rich.
Yeah.
And or any of the Sutters, anybody. He said, listen, obviously you got friends on other teams. You played with these guys in juniors, whatever. These guys are brothers. He goes, even if you have brothers on your team, you see them the night before, you go to dinner, but when you're on the ice during a game, you're enemies, and after the game, you're friends again. If you meet them.
Well, even enemies, even if your brother is making more money than you are.
And you want to beat him up.
Yeah. Oh, God.
Who'd you have, Bernie, that you were very close to, and then they got traded, and came down on you on a breakaway, and you excuse me, that's my breakaway before I leave this earth. Hopefully that won't happen. But did you used to play against guys who you were friends with, who for the 60 minutes you were enemies with?
You know what? I didn't have any enemies because maybe I did for short term. My players took care of them real quickly, you know. So
who was your number one guy on the Broad Street Bullies?
Well, number one is, of course, three ways you could look at this. You have goalies, defensemen, and forward. And goalies, you know, I enjoy breaking a couple of ankles when I played. Not too often, but once in a while. But you have defensemen. We had tough defensemen, and we had tough forwards. And
Schultz,
we played
Hound.
Yeah, the Hound, and you had the Moose Dupont, and on defense, and Van Imp, and those guys. You know, we had a good combination of skilled players and toughness too. Yeah,
Frankie, would you have fit on that team?
Oh, hell yeah.
Yes, it would.
I missed that era. I grew up too late. I would have fit right in.
Who's the toughest guy, in your opinion, on the Broad Street Ball? To me, my opinion, although I never fought any of them, obviously, the greatest fighter in Flyer history, you guys will know better than I, but let me get your opinion, Bernie, is Ben Wilson, who was a top pick in the draft. I don't remember Ben Wilson ever losing a fight. He might have somewhere, somehow. But he seemed to me to be the toughest Flyer of them all, of Schultz and Hound and Moose, the guys you mentioned. Who would you least like to fight, Frankie?
Ben, I remember came up with the team when we played in Detroit that one night in Detroit, right? And Detroit had brought this guy, I forgot his name now.
Robert?
It was
No,
it was 200, not a well-known guy, but 250 pounds, right?
Goon.
On defense, yeah.
Okay.
And the first, they dropped the puck, right? And Ben was on the ice, and that guy was on the ice at the beginning of the game. They dropped the gloves.
Insta-fight.
And they got together the red line, right? And never forget this. And Ben dropped him in one shot, and it was the end of it. Yeah,
Pretty tough guy.
He was tough. Yeah,
He was
a
tough,
tough guy. Yeah.
Who are your top three Flyer fighters ever, Frankie? Not including yourself.
No, I mean, I'd say Wilson, Schultze, and I mean, you still had other guys like Talk. It was really tough. I mean,
Very tough.
Yeah, he was a really tough guy.
Is fighting, Frankie, more about what you can do as a boxer, your technical fighting skills, or about heart on the ice with another guy?
In hockey, I mean, you know, it's changed. Like there's now again, it's like people try and finesse and fight different. You know, back in the day, it was like you just stick your chin. Bernie will tell you, there's no defense. It was like if you didn't have a chin, you weren't going to survive. You know, and like you had to take punches. Like, and that's the bottom line. Like, you know, now they turn sideways and hide. Like we never did that. So to be a good hockey fighter, you have to take a punch. I mean, you know, that's always been, you know, so you get the nicknames, you know, Blockhead, Hammerhead, you know, like, you know, that's Schultze, Hammerhead, you know, it's like, yeah, it's that's what, and you can't say someone's tough because there's always, you know, this guy is the toughest or that guy's the toughest. Like you could fight, you know, like I could fight and lose to Ben, you know, or whatever, and then Schultze could come and just stomp Ben. You know, it's like different. It's sometimes you come across guys that just they kind of got your number. You know, it's like
Styles
weird.
make fights, right? Matchups.
It's just, you know, better chin, a little bit quicker, different. You know, lefty, right? You know, every fight is unique and different. And you know, so to say you're tougher than someone, no, it depends on like you to figure that out. You don't fight once. You'd have to fight like 50 times.
Best of 50?
Yeah, best of 50 because anything can happen. Like I could win one, you could win one. I'll drop you one day. Like, you know, like Bernie said, the big guy, if that was me and he dropped me, and guess what? Next shift, we're going again. And then again and again. And, you know, after I lose 10 or 12 times, then I'll be like, okay, you got the better of me.
Look, this is what happened to Paul. Look at his face now. Yeah, sure.
I want to ask you, Bernie, when we come back, I want to ask you, you were in a couple
brutal,
fights
Bernie.
in your career,
Yeah.
but you had a mask. I want to see who your toughest fight was. And Frankie, I couldn't see you losing 10 or 12 times and
No.
giving up with anybody on this earth
Never.
too much. We're going to talk about that and much, much more on the ice, presented by Independence Blue Cross. It's time now for our Smart Stat of the Week, brought to you by Payroll Service Solutions. Call them today at 1-866-PAY-EASY. That's 1-866-PAY-EASY. Our Smart Stat of the Week is pretty simple this week. Again, I'm not one to whine, but the Flyers' injuries are just ridiculous. The talent level's not there. It's been significantly lessened by injuries. Hopefully they'll get better quick. Chuck Fletcher had a little recap of them all yesterday. So the Flyers' injuries is the smart stat of the week. You can only endure so much. That was the smart stat of the week. Once again, brought to you by Payroll Service Solutions. Call them today at 1-866-PAY-EASY for the smart choice in payroll services. Payroll Service Solutions catering the small and medium-sized business to handle all of your payroll needs. Call them once again today at 1-866-PAY-EASY. We're here at beautiful Chickies and Pete's in Malvern, Pennsylvania, getting ready for Thanksgiving. Reunion night, Wednesday night. It's alive, it's buzzing. Bernie Pront and Frank Bialowas are here, and we'll be back with On the Ice right after this.
Hi, it's Pete from Chicky and Pete's Incredible Crab Specials Wednesdays this fall. 2 pounds of snow crab legs for $49.99 or 2 pounds of snow crab legs and 4 hard shells for $79.99. Thursdays is Chicky and Pete's Go Birds Wing Special. Whatever the Eagles score on Sunday, get that percentage off your wings on Thursday. Higher score, bigger discount. Plus our fall specialty menu with the mouth-watering garlic truffle burger and B-Dog Impact Nachos. Enjoy a pumpkin shanty or a smoked apple cider margarita. Chickies and Pete's.
At Independence Blue Cross, we believe in giving you the tools you need to pursue your healthiest life. From premiums as low as $0 per month to health discounts and cash rewards, it pays to have coverage with Independence. With the strongest network of doctors and hospitals in the region and free 24/7 virtual doctor visits, you can feel confident that quality care is always within reach. Explore your coverage options and enroll today at ibx.com.
A flawless occasion begins at the Capitol Grill. From the moment you step into the Capitol Grill, located in the heart of Center City, the experience is one of comfortable elegance. Whether you're looking to host a private affair, a perfect lunch stop, or dinner destination, start your occasion at the Capitol Grill today. Visit thecapitolgrill.com or call 215-545-9588. That's 215-545-9588 for the Capitol Grill, Center City.
Payroll Service Solutions was established in 2001 to cater to the payroll needs of small to medium-sized businesses. Payroll Service Solutions offers unparalleled customer service while they deliver a complete and accurate payroll. When calling Payroll Service Solutions, you will never be put into a voicemail or go through a series of prompts to get to a person. All customer service representatives are extensively trained to handle all of your payroll needs, therefore saving you time. They value each and every one of their clients. No account is too small. Call Payroll Service Solutions today at 1-866-PAY-EASY for a no-obligation review of your payroll needs. That number again is 1-866-PAYEASY. Payroll Service Solutions.
We now return to Chickies and Pete's for On the Ice, presented by Independence Blue Cross. Once again, here are your hosts, Paul Jolovitz and former Flyer goaltending great Bernie Pront.
And welcome back. You're listening to On the Ice, presented by Independence Blue Cross, live from Chickies and Pete's right here on 1490 WBCB. It's time now for the Independence Blue Cross Live Fearless Player of the Week. Each week we award a Flyer with this honor. Despite losing 7 in a row, Flyers have a couple guys played pretty well. Owen Tippett playing pretty well, but got nudged out this week by Tanner Lisinski, who scored his first NHL goal. Congratulations to Tanner lighting the lamp. Remember to choose Independence Blue Cross today and begin to live fearless. Frank Bialowas is with us, Bernie Pront, our co-host. Fearless kind of was your motto, Frankie. You just mentioned we were talking about a lacrosse player came up and got you guys to sign an autograph, and I asked you if you ever played lacrosse. You said 1 game.
Yeah, 1 game.
And I kind of knew when you said 1 game, after someone knows you for a while or knows anybody for a while, you kind of know the rhythms of how that person goes. So I'm thinking you played once, you got kicked out of the league forever, and you kind of confirmed that, huh?
Yeah, pretty much.
What happened?
Just someone acting up. I decided to break my stick over his face and club it over his head a few times and then beat the hell out of him. But
Yeah.
Did he live?
Yeah, he lived. I mean, I played roller hockey 1 game for the Hound.
One game?
Yeah, 1 game. Kicked out of there for good.
Bernie,
Hound
ever play
got
a
in
sport
trouble.
1 game?
I won't share that now.
You won't show?
No.
So, Bern, on a serious level, the Flyers, they didn't start with the Stanley Cup team. Everybody knows that. Now you take Konechny and Lawton and obviously Sean Couturier and others off this team. And what does John Tortorella have to work with? Is this an opportunity for him and for other people to show what their worth is, to show John Tortorella, yes, I can play? Because to me, one injury is another's opportunity. How do guys see that?
Well, you have, first of all, you have to put yourself, with the public watching the games, and it could be frustrating. But at the same time, you have to realize that we have some top players missing. We have a great coach, and you have to be patient. It's early in the season, and once those guys, the right people come back, then it's going to be a different team. And meanwhile, you have to stick with the team. You have to support them, but better things are coming.
It's interesting because John Tortorella, the Flyers coach, seems perfect for this team, first-year coach. He hasn't lost his you-know-what yet, like people thought he might. But it doesn't surprise me. I've been with John Tortorella in news conferences where he'll make some strange comments and some tough comments and has an edge to him. But it seems like with this team, Bernie, he's using his softer side, that he realizes that this team wasn't built to win a cup quite yet, that he has to be patient. Can you tell the patience through the edge that John Tortorella has? Because it seems like he's going out of his way to talk about the effort, to talk about the desire, the belief. Is he going a little bit, is it kind of against his character?
Yeah, well, maybe to a certain point, but very intelligent individual, and have when you look like you said, you have to see where he's coming from. And guess what? When you lose the players that they've lost so far, it's very, very difficult. So having said that, it's trying to keep the team. You know what? When you play, Frank, and you know this, when you're playing sports, in our case, hockey, it's all about teamwork, not individual.
Oh, absolutely.
And if you approach the team as individuals, you'll never do it. You'll never win. But if you approach it as a team, then you'll do a lot of things. And I refer this many, many times in 1974 when we won the first Stanley Cup against the Bruins. They had Bobby Orr, Esposito, and all those guys. They should have won in 4 games, and we won. We won because
best team doesn't always win.
Well, we won not because of one individual, but we won because we played as a team.
Yeah, some teams become like a family. You know what
there
I mean?
You go.
And it's not about skill or who you load up. Like, look at the Maple Leafs. They got like just studs, like horses in the stables. You know what I mean?
Talent.
Too much, and they don't. You know what? They're all prima donnas. They're all selfish. Whereas you get a slug team that could have nobody, but they gel, they play well together. There's something happen. It's like a magic. It's weird. It is. Bernie, he just said
That's
it perfect.
interesting you said that, Frankie. Talent can be a curse, guys, if you have too much and everybody thinks you're the lead dog or that they're Batman and everybody else is Robin. The roles of who's going to accept what to who, that can be a problem just as much as having a team that sucks,
I think it's worse sometimes. I mean, you see a lot of the time. It's like I said, it's not who finishes first in the end of the season. It's who's gelling at the end of the season. And that could be the last place team, and you always see it. It's not, last year was an exception. Colorado winning, they were up, you know what I mean? But a lot of times you see Washington's got 120 points in the season, out first round. Leafs, out first round. Talent. Like, there's door full. Every door you open, they have talented guys,
The Flyers playing in Washington tonight, trying to break that 7-game string. Bernie, you played with a lot of teams, played with 2 Cup teams. Because a lot of people tell me, I wasn't here for the Broad Street Bullies. I grew up in Washington. I followed you guys, obviously, but I wasn't in Philadelphia. A lot of people here think that the 3rd team, the 76 team, that lost to Montreal was better than the first 2. What do you think was the most talented team you played for, and what do you think the best team was that you played for?
Well, with the most talent, I think when I played in Toronto, they had some great players, Dave Keown and all those guys. They had great individuals. But as far as the team, and you know what, we had Bob Clark, as a captain, great leader.
Who?
And who? And then we had then it goes three sections I call in sports, especially in hockey: goaltending, defense, and forward. Okay, so if you put this together, good communication. Communication is very important when you're playing. Especially as a goalie, a defenseman. If the puck is in the corner, a quick example here: everybody's facing towards the corner because where the puck is, right? Now many times you forget who's behind you and how far they or how close they are. So it's very important for the goalie to communicate with your defenseman. Look behind. There's somebody 4 feet behind you. At the same time, you're playing. You keep your eyes. You go back and forth. Keep your eyes on the puck. But communication to me is especially in hockey is so important, and then all sports for that matter.
Well, Frank, you had a kind of communication that I wouldn't ask anybody else about because they probably didn't have this. But the NHL, you have obviously people in every arena doing every kind of job. The off-ice guys, the players. I can go through them, but there's no point to it. But did you ever get into a fight with somebody just so you could go see the guy in the penalty box who you got along with that you wouldn't be able to see otherwise?
I wouldn't say that, but I mean, I've done some stupid stuff. You know what I mean?
Give us a story.
Bad day at home, and you just want, you line
take
up.
It out on their
you take it out on whoever lines up. It's like I remember lining up first shift of the game, be like, today's not your day, bud.
Did you ask him? Because it surprised me.
No, I didn't ask. I said you're getting beat up.
See, it surprises me in the NHL that some guys, there's honor among thieves. Two guys will ask each other, "Do you want to go?"
Oh yeah, that's all the time. But it's like
why?
It's just fun.
What
or
if
you
the
want
other
to
guy
get a
says
sport.
no? Do you hit him anyway?
No, you usually don't. But I mean, depends. Like if I was in a bad mood like that, then it's happened. I mean, it's like if he don't want to fight, someone's gonna, because I know we're all go sucker the goalie. You know what I mean? I'll do something.
Well, Bernie, when you had a bad day and you couldn't poleaxe the other goalie or take the head off of a shooter coming at you, what did you do when you had a bad day? How did you translate that on the ice?
Well, I don't remember. I don't remember a bad day.
Never had a bad day. That's right.
Bernie's lying, man.
No, you know what? When you have a bad day, you share this with your players. Say, hey, and they recognize that too. Say, hey, I'm not having a good day right now. I need your help. And that's when the players get together and come back and help you. It's very, very, very important.
Well, that leads into the next question, Bern, because Carter Hart played great for the Flyers the first bunch of this year. Flyers were 7-3. He was saving their bacon every day. They get outshot. He had goals against under 2. That's kind of started to ebb away now. You can only take so much. You can't save him every game. What would you say to Carter Hart? If Carter Hart threw up his arms and said, Bernie, I can't do this every night. They're killing me. What would you tell Carter Hart about a team that is injury-racked, isn't really getting any better right now? There'll be better things down the road, but how does he keep himself sane now?
Well, like I said earlier, communications is a big difference. It makes a big difference with your defenseman, okay? And if it's, for an example, if it's a 2-on-1 on your defenseman, and the guy's coming down with the puck on the right side, okay, left-hand shot, your defenseman doesn't let him walk right in, but also you have the understanding that you practice that way. You have the understanding that the puck cannot get across.
Joe Watson talked about this last week.
Yeah. Well, you can't not, because once the guy's inside 20 feet, 15 feet, the puck comes across, and I'm challenging the shooter. I don't have the time to move to my left and make the save. So I used to tell the defenseman all the time, he's my man. He has the puck. Don't let him walk in, but at the same time, make sure the puck doesn't get across. It makes a big difference.
Make sure the puck doesn't get across. In fact, when we come back, Frankie pounded a lot of NHL players and the AHL players into submission. I don't know if he ever blocked a shot, and if he did, and it hurt, did he ever punch the puck, an inanimate object? We will check. Frankie the Animal Bialowas, our guest. We love him, yes, sir.
Quickly, he did it because the puck are all black and blue.
All black?
Black and blue,
though.
yeah.
It's just a black puck.
Well, the sign is blue, yeah.
All right,
sure.
We'll talk about that with Frankie when we roll back. Independence Blue Cross is on the ice from beautiful Chickies and Pete's in Malvern. It's really filling up. Thanksgiving Eve, festive time of year. Hope the Flyers get a win tonight against Washington. Push their festive button on. We're back right after this. Stay with us.
Hi, it's Pete from Chicky and Pete's, and we know Saturdays in the fall are special. Why? College football. And we have you covered with food and drink specials and the in-game experience to watch your team or the college football game of the week. Come watch Penn State, Temple, Villanova, Notre Dame, Texas, Michigan, Georgia, and more. College football Saturdays are special at Chickies and Pete's.
Payroll Service Solutions was established in 2001 to cater to the payroll needs of small to medium-sized businesses. Payroll Service Solutions offers unparalleled customer service while they deliver a complete and accurate payroll. When calling Payroll Service Solutions, you will never be put into a voicemail or go through a series of prompts to get to a person. All customer service representatives are extensively trained to handle all of your payroll needs, therefore saving you time. They value each and every one of their clients. No account is too small. Call Payroll Service Solutions today at 1-866-PAY-EASY for a no-obligation review of your payroll needs. That number again is 1-866-PAYEASY. Payroll Service Solutions.
If you're looking for a stylish and sophisticated fine dining experience, visit your Eddie V's Prime Seafood Restaurant near King of Prussia. Eddie V's Seafood features an abundant selection of fine wines and curated cocktails to complement exquisite steaks and seafood made from the highest quality ingredients. In the V Lounge, sip on imaginative handcrafted cocktails with attitude while enjoying signature appetizers. Conveniently located between I-276 and I-76 near the King of Prussia Mall. Call them today, 610-337-7823 to schedule your night out for Eddie V's Prime Seafood.
I'm always striving to live my healthiest life, so I need a health plan that has my back. With Independence Blue Cross, I get access to the largest network of doctors and hospitals in the region and free virtual doctor visits 24/7. Plus, with premiums as low as $0 per month, I can stay on top of my health and keep my budget in check. Independence has given me coverage I can count on, and they'll do the same for you. Explore your coverage options and enroll today at IBX.com.
A flawless occasion begins at the Capitol Grill. From the moment you step into the Capitol Grill, located in the heart of Center City, the experience is one of comfortable elegance. Whether you're looking to host a private affair, a perfect lunch stop, or dinner destination, start your occasion at the Capitol Grill today. Visit thecapitolgrill.com or call 215-545-9588. That's 215-545-9588 for the Capitol Grill, Center City.
We now return to Chickies and Pete's for On the Ice, presented by Independence Blue Cross. Once again, here are your hosts, Paul Jolovitz and former Flyer goaltending great Bernie Perrant.
All righty, enjoying time with fans here during the break at Chickies and Pete's in Malvern. Thanksgiving is tomorrow, obviously. And Frank, all of us have something to be thankful for. Your fists were your main weapon in the NHL, but I've known you for a while. Never asked you this question before. What was your favorite goal that you ever scored in your hockey career?
I had a few good ones. I mean, believe it or not, some of my friends were talking about one day I toe dragged this guy and came around. It was unbelievable.
Toe dragged him?
Yeah, when the D man went around him, stab shot, top shelf. I had a couple real nice goals, but yeah.
What about the Calder Cup games?
No, I was just fighting there, but yeah. I didn't really like scoring. It was like,
you didn't like scoring?
No, I like to shoot the puck at the goalie's head and stupid stuff. Yeah.
I missed. I scored. Uh-oh.
Oh, dude! One day Billy was laughing. I had an empty net. They were playing, and the net was empty. The goalie was skating to the back to the net, and instead of trying to score, it was an easy goal. I wound up, took a slap shot, and drilled it in the back of his head.
Listen to the laugh.
It started a brawl. No, it started a brawl, but it was like.
Bernie, you ever anybody shoot where you thought they were shooting your head, so either they hit you or they missed and scored? What's it like when somebody's shooting at your head? Because apparently that does go on, as Mr. Bialowas just mentioned.
Well, the toughest guy I've ever faced, National Hockey League, was Bobby Hull. And he was sluck at 120 miles an hour. And he would come down across the blue line, big shoulders, And it would, between the blue line and the circle, it would wind up, big smile on his face. And I hold my glove here like this in my face.
He'd be smiling while winding up?
No, and I would say, please, Lord, let him score. You know, it was 120 miles an hour. It was incredible.
You just mentioned something about the Lord. You figure the Lord doesn't have much to do with hockey other than just hopefully watching out for the players and the like. But somebody just came up, Bernie, and brought a bumper sticker, an orange and black bumper sticker, orange with black writing. Only the Lord saves more than Bernie Parent. I remember one in New York once, Jesus saves, but Esposito pokes in the rebound. What's the best bumper sticker or slogan that you ever saw based on your career or anything in the NHL? And Frankie, you're welcome to join in on that one as well. Anything with your fighting? Bialowas does this or that or the other?
I got posters in my basement with people riding my back, and it says "Animal on the Loose," and there's some good ones out there.
But you had to make some serious money off that nickname, right? You were a character in Philadelphia for a long time.
Oh yeah, no, it was. I said it was fun. Like for me, I love fighting, so it's it was enjoyable, And I had the more stupid stuff I did, it was entertaining. I entertained myself plus the fans.
What's the dumbest thing you ever did on a rink in your life?
No, I mean I did it all the time. I remember Billy always telling me I'd be sitting on the bench and it was a close
Billy
game.
Barber.
Yeah, Billy Barber. It'd be a close game and all the guys used to laugh. Billy would be like, the whole place was screaming, we want Frank, because the game was boring. So it was and then Billy would get frustrated. He'd be like, God, stupid people, God, shut up. And then he'd be like, okay. And he'd come over and he'd be like, I'm going to give you a shift, but you got to behave. I'm like, yeah, I got you, man. Next thing you know, I'm skating by the goalie. I'd sucker him, line brawl. And then I'd come back to, we'd all be fighting and bleeding. And, Peter White and them, they'd be like, really? You think he's going to behave?
You like it when you guys fought, Bernie?
Oh, yeah, of course. Of course, it was fun. You know what? The defense.
You guys love it. The
goalies?
Yeah.
Oh, of course.
You know what Neil Little did to me?
No.
I used to always fight and never be close, right? So if Litz comes up, he's like, listen, Frankie. Goes, yeah, you got to grab someone in front of the net and beat him up. And I'm a forward, So he's like, so the one day me and this guy get into it center ice. I'm like, hey, dude, you got to come down here. So I'm dragging the guy, backing up. I get close to Litz. I look close enough. He's like, oh, yeah.
Choreography, huh?
He was so happy.
You remember what I said earlier? Communications, very important. Yeah, sure.
Honest question, Bernie. You got to put in your truth serum for this. Were you ever in a game? Obviously, you played a ton of pro games. Not every one was Game 7 of a Stanley Cup final. You're either winning or losing 6-1 one night. The fans are bored. You're bored. Everybody's bored. You know that one thing's going to light it up. Did you ever say it's time for the Hound or Schultze to jack the hell out of somebody and just watch and enjoy like a fight fan?
You didn't have to say it back then.
It was.
No, I'm saying thinking
it was
that.
Time,
oh, yeah.
It was time for me to hit the referee and say, hey, I don't feel good tonight. Throw me out, will you?
You ever hit a referee? I don't think you did.
One,
Frankie,
two,
I can see hitting a referee.
No. They're part of the game. You respect them, they respect you, and they help you in a lot of ways.
Yeah, but I caught one-time linesman.
Mm-hmm.
We had a brawl, and Dave McIsaac started something, and this guy was he was really one of the good guys. That's mine. Yeah. But so it was great, and Mac started a fight with their tough guy, and I'm looking around. There's no one to fight, right? And there I look, and there's this little weasel that used to drive me nuts. And I was like, "Oh, today's your day, son. You're gonna pay the piper." So I went and grabbed him. I had him in the corner. I was punching him. His head was bouncing off the boards. He was like, "Oh, thank you." He was basically out cold. And I was holding him up. Oh, yeah, I hated this dude. He aggravated. He was like one of them little rats, like a Matthew Barnaby. And I had him pinned against boards, and I'm punching him his head.
Were you trying to kill him?
Oh, I wanted to kill him, yeah.
Literally,
yeah. And then so I was winding up, and I was like mid-punch, and the linesman comes in to save this kid, and whack right on the chin. He's out cold, laying on the ice.
The linesman?
Yeah, Chris Felix comes running in with their smelling salt, trying to wake the lights, and it stopped the fighting. It saved that kid's life.
How long did it stop your career for?
No, nothing. It was his fault because he came in. It wasn't I didn't punch the ref, but he just got in the way. And
he got in the way, you hit him. Yeah, sure.
I was like, oh, my God, I'm sorry, we're trying to wake him up.
Hey, all right, Frankie, you played.
Frank went like this. I'm so sorry.
You sure that wasn't timed? The lines went perfectly. I mean, just
no, I did. We seen him in the bar after his face was all swollen. I'm like, oh God, I'm sorry, dude.
The game has changed, yeah?
Oh
God.
Frankie, you're from obviously up in Canada. Fred Cero said to Bernie's teams on the eve of the Cup, their first Cup in Boston, win today and walk together forever. You won a Calder Cup here. You're the animal. You're a Philly legend. You stayed too. You're walking together forever in South Jersey with some of your teammates. What is the Philly area? What's the magnetic hold it has on you, like it does with Bernie and the Broad Street Bullies?
I mean, basically, the bottom line is it's the fans. I mean, the people here. Like you hate playing here against them, but playing as a player and being like legit. And if you're like that blue collar guy that just shows up and works, these people here will respect you for all your life. Like I said, it's 30 years for me, and it's been more for Bernie, and they're always there. Like people in Philadelphia are real loyal, true fans. Like
have you gone to a game recently?
I go all the time. Like not as much as I used to, but I mean, this is like it really is a hockey city or a sports city. The people here are knowledgeable. There's good fans, man. Like, you can't ask for better.
You ever have somebody challenge you at a game, say you're Frank the Animal? We may not be down on the ice. We're up in the concourse, but...
No, you get stupid people sometimes in bars and stuff like that. But you're nice. You're not, I listen, as mean as I am and as stupid, you always give someone a chance. And then when stupidity's too far beyond belief, then you got to smack them once, and then they usually learn.
Human being, Mr. Perron, huh?
That's a wise statement for Paul. Yeah, that's good.
Well, I was. What sports do you like, Frank? I mean, when you're sitting home on a Sunday, do you watch the Eagles? Do you watch the Sixers? Do you watch the Phillies, the run to the World Series? Are you a sports fan or not?
No, not really. I mean, I don't even like hockey. I mean,
you don't like hockey?
Well, I do, but a little bit. I think I played hockey honestly to beat people up. Like it was an out for not going to jail. Like back then, it was like, hey, we're gonna pay you to beat.
Why not boxing? I mean, boxing.
No, I didn't know it back then. And then MMA came around. Like if I could go back, that's what I would be doing. You know what I mean? But it was too late of a start. It was just. And then when you're fighting on the street and all that stuff, it's different, But hockey was great. You made this great money. I did like hockey back then, like I did. Now, as a spectator and stuff, I really don't enjoy it. I mean, it's...
Well, a lot of people feel both ways. I'm gonna throw something in there now that you may not have expected, Mr. Perron. Frank is always called the animal, but I wake up today, I'm shuffling through my Facebook page, and there you are with an animal. Your dog Sophie driving down the street on Facebook, really cute picture.
I saw that too.
Yeah.
Birdie was cute in that one.
Tell us about that. You and your wife Jeannie put that up?
You know what? Once in a while, Frank, I mention Paul's name, and the dog bites me. Terrible, So I really have to work.
Right?
I really have to work on this. Yeah.
You got to work on it. But what is she? Is she a Weimaraner? Is she a Great Dane?
She's she's... I never remember the name. What's the name?
Jeannie?
Cane Corso.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
I like those
they're nice.
She's a cute dog, yeah.
She speaks Italian, She's very intelligent. Yeah.
Wow.
All right. I'm not sure where to go with that one, but Frank the Animal, Bernie with the Animal. Lots of stuff going on here at Chickies. Come on down. We're here every Wednesday at different Chickies. We'll give you, obviously, the details. 6 to 7 every Wednesday night with Bernie and Brad Marsh and Keith Primo. We have great guests like Frankie every week. One more segment to go. We'll see where it takes us with Frank Bialowas and Bernie Perron on the ice, presented by Independence Blue Cross. From here at Chickies and Pete's in Malvern, you might hear the mumbling and rumbling behind us. That's people, folks, enjoying the TVs, enjoying the Thanksgiving Eve, enjoying the holidays, everybody. Hope you do too. We're back right after this.
By the way, tell the people that Frank knocked down. Yeah.
Hi, it's Pete from Chicky and Pete's. Dine in for these amazing fall specials. Wednesday is crab night. 2 pounds of snow crab legs, $49.99. Or mix it up with 2 pounds of snow crab legs and 4 hard shells for $79.99. Thursdays are for the birds. Whatever the Eagles score on Sunday, you get to save on wings at Chicky and Pete's on Thursday. Plus, limited time fall specials, including bomb pork belly tacos and the garlic truffle burger. Wash it down with our pear elderflower mule or apple cider old fashioned. Chickies and Pete's.
At Independence Blue Cross, we believe in giving you the tools you need to pursue your healthiest life. From premiums as low as $0 per month to health discounts and cash rewards, it pays to have coverage with Independence. With the strongest network of doctors and hospitals in the region and free 24/7 virtual doctor visits, you can feel confident that quality care is always within reach. Explore your coverage options and enroll today at ibx.com.
A flawless occasion begins at the Capitol Grill. From the moment you step into the Capitol Grill, located in the heart of Center City, the experience is one of comfortable elegance. Whether you're looking to host a private affair, a perfect lunch stop, or dinner destination, start your occasion at the Capitol Grill today. Visit thecapitolgrill.com or call 215-545-9588. That's 215-545-9588 for the Capitol Grill, Center City.
Payroll Service Solutions was established in 2001 to cater to the payroll needs of small to medium-sized businesses. Payroll Service Solutions offers unparalleled customer service while they deliver a complete and accurate payroll. When calling Payroll Service Solutions, you will never be put into a voicemail or go through a series of prompts to get to a person. All customer service representatives are extensively trained to handle all of your payroll needs, therefore saving you time. They value each and every one of their clients. No account is too small. Call Payroll Service Solutions today at 1-866-PAY-EASY for a no-obligation review of your payroll needs. That number again is 1-866-PAYEASY. Payroll Service Solutions.
If you're looking for a stylish and sophisticated fine dining experience, visit your Eddie V's Prime Seafood restaurant near King of Prussia. Eddie V's Seafood features an abundant selection of fine wines and curated cocktails to complement exquisite steaks and seafood made from the highest quality ingredients. In the V Lounge, sip on imaginative handcrafted cocktails with attitude while enjoying signature appetizers. Conveniently located between I-276 and I-76 near the King of Prussia Mall. Call them today, 610-337-7823 to schedule your night out for Eddie V's Prime Seafood.
We now return to Chickies and Pete's for On the Ice, presented by Independence Blue Cross. Once again, here are your hosts, Paul Jolovitz and former Flyer goaltending great Bernie Perrant.
All righty, back here at Chickies and Pete's in Malvern, talking during the break about the Toronto Maple Leafs honoring Börje Salming, their former captain defenseman from Sweden, who was the first great Swedish player in the NHL. He's in the Hall of Fame. I've been blessed to know Mr. Bialowas for a bunch of years now, and I'm not saying he didn't have a heart. I know where it is on his body, but I wasn't really sure it came out in conversation. Frankie, we're talking about Börje Salming, a very touching night the other night, Saturday night a couple weeks ago for Börje Salming, who has ALS. All the Maple Leafs showed up, and you were touched by that. I didn't think that was humanly possible.
Oh no, absolutely. I mean, like it's deceiving, but I probably have one of the biggest hearts that you'll ever, I love my dogs. I love people.
Great.
Yeah, fans.
You got a daughter?
I got a daughter.
What's she doing?
Pissing me off. No, she's pretty good. Like she's better, thank God. You know what I mean? But
better than what?
Yeah, but the Leafs, that's another organization I played in, and they're very similar to Philadelphia. I mean, like they honor their guys. I mean, they have alumni box. They take care of the guys are around, and it's a tight knit. The old community is very tight knit. I mean, it's that Bernie will tell you, he's been there. Me personally, I mean, because I'm here, I side with the Flyers. We're treated very well as alumni and stuff like that.
But your 4 NHL games was a member of the Maple Leafs.
Yep. They're all, and I was trying Toronto for a while. But, I mean, I went there the other day. It was my brother's 40th birthday, and I made a phone call. I'd like to go. My brother's going to the game. We bought him tickets, and they were like, oh, no, here, come in the box, blah, blah, blah. It was great. It's like, and they do. And I seen Clarkie there. I played with Wendell. Mike Foligno was there.
Clarkie's Wendell Clark, not Bobby Clark.
Wendell Clark. Another Clarkie, yeah, exactly. But, Mike Foligno was a coach and my teammate in Toronto.
Nick Foligno's father?
Yeah.
Who plays now?
Yeah.
With Columbus. Bernie, you're familiar, obviously, with the 47-year drought, which will be 48 once the playoffs roll around, between your second cup and now try to. You come from Canada. You're not from Toronto. You're from the Montreal area, but Toronto, a lot of people say, is hockey town. Canada, along with Montreal, don't want to worry about which is which. But 47 years here, Toronto has been 56, something like that. How much worse is it in Toronto, the birthplace of hockey, basically, than it is here? People are nuts here. What are people doing in Toronto? How are people just losing their minds?
Well, you know what? Everybody's different. Every city, is different. They approach their team differently. But, at the end of the day, everybody cares, about the teams. They want their team to win, win championship. And you know what? And you're talking, there's one word I use all the time in my life, every day, quite a few times, gratefulness. Be grateful. We're healthy right now. Let's be grateful for, we had some tremendous years when we look back. Frank looks back. I look back. You look back yourself, and, you have to be very, very grateful to be where we're at now.
Sure. That's what the
And-
holidays are all about, what we have to be grateful for. In fact, as long as we're on that path, I forgot to be blunt about it last time you were here, Bernie. We talked about it last week with Brad, and Frankie, you're welcome to chime in too. Two of our colleagues, one who used to do this show, Bill Clement's Hockey World, and Al Morgani, my colleague at WIP, were both inducted in the broadcasting wing of the NHL Hall of Fame. They gave their speeches last week, inducted with all the guys Monday night a week ago. Bernie, I know you were on Bill Clement many times. I congratulate those guys to the wazoo. Either you guys want to say anything about Bill and Al and what they mean to hockey around here?
For me, the times that I've met them, I mean, they're both like, I used to call Bill on New Year's Eve and bug him when I was all drugged up and stuff. But they're both great. Al's awesome. I mean, they do a lot for the hockey community here. They're awesome people. I have nothing but respect, and you can't thank them enough for everything they've done.
Yeah, with me, in practice, Bill could never score on me.
Never.
Even when I left the net, they couldn't score. So. But it's good, I mean, just
You're brutal, Bernie.
Yeah, no.
But Bernie, for real, when you were playing with the Broad Street Bullies, and you said, well, obviously Clarkie's a great player, and McLeese, but did you ever think of what these guys would be good at after their career? Did you ever think of Bill Clement as a broadcaster in waiting? He always had that style, the great voice, the great way of describing things. Did you ever think he might be a broadcaster in any way? That ever come into your mind?
Oh, thank God they had a great voice. They had nothing else. Yeah. No, I'm just kidding, folks. I'm just kidding. You know what? Good. It's good. Good skater, good team player. Very, very important. And hey, when we won the second Stanley Cup against Buffalo, he scored the second goal with 2 minutes left in the game, and we won 2-0. So. Those things I remember, and Bill was always a kind person, a happy person and the whole bit. So even when we talk about you in those days, Paul, he was still happy,
I was barely breathing in those days. I got an honest question from Mr. Bialowas. Frankie, if I said to you when you were a kid, when you were 12 years old, that you could fulfill one of two dreams in your life, one, to score a hat trick in Game 7 of the Stanley Cup Final and skate around the ice with the cup, or B, to beat the hell out of someone on February 16th in a 6-1 game with your team 9 games below 500, which would you have picked?
I mean, as much as I like fighting, I like that the Stanley Cup is.
So it comes out.
Yeah. Listen, that's like Bernie will tell you. If Bernie's fortunate enough, he has 2 rings. There's many players that have played their whole life and never even get a sniff. I was lucky to play in the finals 2 times. Once we lost, and it was, it breaks your heart. With the Phantoms, we had chances to win. The first year we were first place, just killing everyone. We got knocked out by Hershey. But to win that championship is it's Calder Cup, any kind of championship.
Where's your ring?
It's somewhere.
Do you ever wear it?
Once in a blue moon. I'm not a big ring or jewelry guy. You know what I mean? My luck would be I'll put my ring on. Someone's gonna bug me. I'm gonna imprint it in their face. You know what I mean? So it's just better not to.
Bern, how often do people ask? I mean, you showed a bunch of people tonight. You have 2 Stanley Cup rings. How often do people say, "I want to see one of those"?
Yeah, they if they don't, then I show them the rings. But people love this. Like you said, it's been 40-some years,
right?
And it seems when you look back, it seems like it happened last week.
That's right. You'll never forget that feeling.
You never forget this.
Yeah.
Winning a championship. There's no amount of money that can buy that feeling.
No.
Well, there's no amount of money that can apparently buy your mother-in-law's cooking either, Bernie. So we have a couple minutes left. It is Thanksgiving. We are human beings who have holidays, not just hockey. Frankie, what are you doing tomorrow?
Me and my girlfriend and my daughter, maybe two of my guys. We're just gonna cook at home and like enjoy the company.
Do you
know
cook?
what I mean? Yeah, I cook.
A turkey?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, dude. Listen, I'm not just all.
I can't cook. I have no idea what to do. I put it in the oven and.
No, I cook.
Hope it was okay.
The steaks, I'll make you the best steak you ever had in your
Wow.
life, man. Yeah, I promise you. You and Bernie come over, I'll make you some steaks.
All right, Bernie, what do you got on tap tomorrow? Probably not steak, huh? Although it's good.
No, I don't.
Tomorrow's turkey day.
I don't eat meat anymore.
Really?
Yeah, I got
Really?
away from it. Yeah, I got away from it.
They must make meatless turkey now. They make meatless everything
well,
else.
you know what? I love fish. You know, I love chicken and not just a chicken, but salad. You know, mixed with the chicken and the whole bit. So
Isn't chicken meat?
Yeah, it is.
Last time I checked, chicken was meat.
I was gonna bust on him too.
well, I should have said red meat.
Red
yeah.
meat,
Okay.
red
Yeah.
meat. There
Yeah.
you go.
There you go.
So you and your wife are going over too?
Her mom's, you know, and we'll have
Italian cooking right
Yeah,
there.
good
baby.
Italian. Oh,
I've had your mother-in-law's
Yeah, what?
cooking. It's unbelievable.
And you know what? I think I put 10 pounds on in one day,
Yeah, man.
but it's worth it.
Yeah.
Then the next 10 days, then you stay off, you know. Then
Frank,
you lose it.
You
Yeah.
ever cook for someone that didn't like what you cooked, so you had to go with them right at your house?
Everyone likes what I cook, man. If you don't, you don't say it.
If they don't, look. Oh, yeah.
All right, Frankie. If you got 5 minutes for fighting everybody you ever wanted to fight, on or off a rink, and there was some kind of penalty box somewhere in this world that God put people who use this particular privilege, how long would you be in the box for?
I'd never get out.
All righty.
Good move.
Now, let me ask, normally we don't ask this, but our producer, Chris Ermer, do you have anything to say? Anything you want to say to people about Thanksgiving, Christo? All right. Chris Ermer does a great job every week. Keith Noonan and Brianna O'Neill back at the station do great jobs every week. We enjoy doing this on the ice. Frank Bialowas has been a tremendous guest. Frankie, would love to have you again sometime soon. Been a blast tonight. Have a great Thanksgiving. Yes, Mr. Prant.
Yeah, and I want to share this because I'm going to take those two guys fishing next summer.
I'm in.
Okay,
I'm
we're
in.
going to go tuna fishing about 80 miles out, and we're going to have a good time.
The only thing I worry about is you go 80 miles out and get seasick. There's no real recourse, is there?
We'll have Frank throw you overboard.
Yeah.
That's it. Yeah.
Sorry, you need chum. We
Yeah.
just cut him up. And
Got to be tough. Guys, happy Thanksgiving. Frankie, thanks so much again.
always a pleasure. Happy Thanksgiving to you and everyone else.
You're the best, buddy.
And Bernie,
Yeah.
you'll be back here in 2 weeks. Doug Crossman will be with us here in Malvern. Looking forward to that. So have a happy Thanksgiving, you and Jeannie, and everybody in your family.
Thank you.
To everybody out there, have a happy, healthy, and safe Thanksgiving and holiday season. Happy Thanksgiving to my wife, Amy, who puts up with me all the time here. This has been the Independence Blue Cross on the Ice. Again, Chris Summer produced this show. We're back same time, same channel next week. Stay with us. Have a great week, everybody. Flyers play Washington tonight. Go Orange.
You've been listening to On the Ice, presented by Independence Blue Cross. Tonight's show is an exclusive presentation of 1490 WBCB and heard around the world at WBCB1490.com.